Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Erev Shabbos, Parshas Ki Savo. Beginning of the parsha, we learn about the mitzvah of Bikurim. The farmer finally arrives at the moment that he's dreamed of. He owns land, he planted a field, he's holding on to the Bikurim, he's holding on to the first fruits. Brings them to Shalayim in a great ceremony, in a great pomp, and a beautiful way of bringing it. Yet instead of simply thanking HaKadosh Baruch Hu for the produce, he has to tell the entire history of the Jewish people. Arami Avid Avi, V'yareu Osanu HaMitzrim, V'yotzeinu Hashem Elokeinu Mitzrayim, where we were slaves, God took us out of there, brought us into the land. He's holding on to figs and grapes. Why does he need to talk about Yaakov in Egypt and slavery and eventual being brought into Eretz Yisrael? Why is all that necessary? Because perhaps the Torah is telling me that success has a way of editing our autobiography. Once we've arrived, we imagine that we have been here, we've always been here, and that our accomplishments are simply the natural result of all of our talents, of our efforts. And we forget about the long road that we had to traverse in order to be able to get to the place that we're at. I'm here at 60 because I was there at 20 and 30 and 40. I remember once telling a fellow, I feel like I wasted my first 2 years in yeshiva. So my friend turned to me and he said, if you wouldn't have had those first 2 years in yeshiva, you never would have had the next 10. But we tend to forget that. We tend to forget how we got here. And that's what the Torah is forcing us to remember. You know, you were once homeless. You know, your family was once endangered. You know, your nation was once slaves. Your freedom wasn't inevitable. Even the ground that you're standing on is an incredible gift. Bikurim is not just Hakaras HaTov for the fruit, but it's Hakaras HaTov for the journey that made the fruit possible. We're standing at the end of the year, moving close to Rosh Hashanah. We look at ourselves and we have to ask ourselves, how did we get here? Look at all the brachas in my life. Look at all of that which I have in my life, both l'tov u'l'ra. How did I get here? How did I fall this way? How did I climb this way? How did I achieve and accomplish anything that I accomplished? Don't just look at the end result. Look at the road that you took to get there. Because then you can learn things about the next year, the next journey, the next traveling. And look at the incredible brachos and recognize what they were built on and recognize how you got to this place. That'll fill you with an incredible sense of Hakaras HaTov. Leaving the year with a clear understanding that I know how to fix that road, not to get here again. And I know how to appreciate that journey, which got me to these beautiful places. The great danger is not forgetting Hashem during suffering. The great danger is forgetting suffering once Hashem has brought us beyond it. Remember the path that you took. Remember the path that you took to climb. Remember the path that you took to fall. And the path that you took to fall, make the changes so you don't take that path again. And the path that you took to climb, repeat that over and over again. And make sure that you're filled with a sense of gratitude for having been given the opportunity to be able to climb the way you climbed and to achieve what you've achieved and to be the beneficiary of the incredible Birchas Hashem. Shetich l'shana v'kil le'sau. The year and its curses should end. They should end because I'm not going back there again. They should end because I'm going to keep climbing onwards and upwards. As long as I learn from my past and I apply it to my future, I can continue to climb mechayil el chayil, from strength to strength and from bracha to bracha. Have a beautiful Shabbos.